Welcome to the Healthspan Collective, the podcast where science and wellness converge. I'm Nicole Doran, and I'm thrilled to have you join us as we dive into the world of regenerative medicine, integrative health, and the latest science and trends shaping how we live healthier for longer. Victoria Vesce is a content creator, model, law school graduate, and brain tumor survivor who's all about turning her story into purpose. From the NBA dance courts to the Sports Illustrated stage, she's built a platform rooted in resilience and authenticity. She's also the co-founder of The Cold Collective, a wellness event series focused on fitness, community, and cold plunging. You can catch her sharing real, unfiltered conversations on her podcast, Validated by Victoria, where she dives into everything from pop culture to mental health. Whether she's creating content or building community, Victoria brings heart, hustle, and a whole lot of grit. All right, Victoria Vesce, welcome to the podcast. I'm so excited to have you.
So happy to be here, getting IV'd up.
I know. This is our first IV in podcast.
That's perfect. I'm down to be the first.
I know, right? It works out well. You were up for an IV today anyway, so I was like, let's just multitask.
I needed a post-birthday IV.
Yes. It's honestly the ideal time to get an IV. And for those watching, you're doing a super immune, which has high dose vitamin C, B complex, glutathione, and magnesium. And you'll do a shot of vitamin D afterwards if you want to.
Ooh,
so your perfect little recovery pack.
Immune me up before I go to the Carolinas where the pollen is like crazy.
Yeah, you do need a little extra protection.
It's perfect before I start some traveling.
Good. Yeah, and then I was like, well, if you're doing one, I'll do one too. Might as well. And I'm doing a methylene blue, which is really good. It's actually a nootropic, so it's really great for like mental cognition, fatigue.
Wow.
I'm a little bit prone to like working till I drop, and I try to do a methylene blue at least like once a month. It pairs really well with NAD. I don't know if you're familiar with NAD.
I haven't even gotten into it.
Really?
But I've been hearing it buzzing around. I'm like, I really need to try it. I had some friends who've done it and they like really love it.
Yeah.
Swear by it.
Yeah. We've been talking about you doing EBO too, which I'm so excited for you to do.
I'm like, ooh, what is this blood machine going on? And I'm like, when they're telling me about it, I'm like, wow, this is interesting. I need it though.
Yeah. Blood filtration, ozone and oxygen. I think you're going to be like really into it. It's great for lowering inflammation, which I feel like we're just all like a little bit chronically inflamed.
I literally just walk around inflamed all day, every day.
Yeah. Well, because you have PCOS too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a PCOS girly as well, unfortunately.
What us women have to go through sometimes, I'm like, boys don't even be talking.
Oh yeah. A couple times a month, I'm like looking at my husband like, you don't even know.
literally. But it's just like so amazing that there's so many like different wellness opportunities and like different vitamins, and a lot more people are open about it online. So it's been really helpful like for me, because I've like changed up my vitamin intake and it's helped me a lot. Not completely cured it at all, but it's helped.
Yeah. What are you taking that you feel like has made a big difference?
I honestly, I've been taking a lot of stuff because my cortisol gets really, really high. And I've been taking a lot of like ashwagandha. There's the calm gummies.
Yeah.
I take a lot of B12. I'm already B12 deficient because of my brain tumor, but just a lot of things going on internally with my hormones.
Yeah.
Those are like my main ones I take,
because that's a crazy story.
Yeah, and the probiotics and of it all. So I got a lot of vitamins. I have like a whole cabinet.
Yeah,
then I go through, and then I have a lot of brands who send me some cool vitamins that I like to try. But I have to say, like my top one is like ashwagandha, and then cordyceps. Those are like my two things that really help me a lot, because I test. Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to be on my own experimental study and like test out which vitamins work for me. So
because it is kind of different, especially with the adaptogens, which both ashwagandha and cordyceps are adaptogenic mushrooms. From what I've seen, because I'll recommend certain things to other friends, and it's like a supplement that makes a world of difference for me may not make a world of difference for you, and vice versa. Yeah. So I think we all kind of have to do that. We all have to be our little like own experiment scientists.
Yeah,
right?
Unfortunately, we have to. Yeah, because we're all of our bodies are different. We all process things differently in life, emotionally and internally as well. So I've been actually trying like CBD, like the ones you buy from like the medical store here in Florida, and that's actually been helping with my cramps.
Oh, that's great to know.
Yeah, okay. So the little tincture in my mouth. So I mean, that's like not a normal way to do things, but I've learned like some of the normal stuff is helping me like stay away from pharmaceuticals because I keep getting slapped. Oh, here's another birth control. Here's a birth control to not have your period for 12 months or 9 to 12 months. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't think that sounds safe. I don't think it doesn't sound normal. So anything to steer clear of that, I'm like an advocate for.
So do you do hormonal birth control or no?
No, I quit that. And I think, obviously my whole world turned around because I've been doing it for like 15 years of just the hormonal birth control. I didn't realize how in bad shape my body was, like getting off of it.
Yeah.
I mean, my hormones went out of control. I was gaining like 30 pounds on my period, like insane. Like there'd be one time in the month where I just don't look the same. And unfortunately in the industry I'm in, like with modeling and social media, people are like, wow, like my agent, former agent at the time would be like, wow, like you gained too much weight, like you look bad, like, and it played with my emotions in my head. And then
oh my God,
and physically, like I was off. I'm like, why am I gaining so, like, this is extra. But I've been suppressing those hormones for so long. You don't truly know. Like, we still don't really know the long-term side effects. So yeah, I'm like, wow, this is bad. So it's taking me now 4 years finally off of birth control to be like, I don't want to say normal because PCOS, we really have no normal, but I'm a lot better managing it. And it's not like 30 pounds and like have to be off from everything every month for a week. So like,
right. So when you first got off birth control, your periods were so like extreme that you were gaining 30 pounds.
Yeah, I was clotting, the inflammation, the pain. I was throwing up. Like,
oh my God, you poor
had a
thing.
migraine. Like it was just. And then I go to the doctor, and all what they would prescribe is you need to go back on birth control. But it's just like, it's just masking a problem. It's not really helping.
Right.
So I was just like, I'd rather do something that's holistic and actually helping not only that problem, but like the ashwagandha and the cordyceps helps with my anxiety and like chill out, Victoria. So like it helps with multiple things.
Okay.
Yeah, just that masking a problem was just really horrible. And not only was it hindering, like just really helping me holistic, because I got to get off birth control when I want to have kids. So like,
right,
what am I supposed to do?
Like if you want to optimize for fertility, you have to get off.
And we got to get off. And I'm like so glad I've been on this steady, like learning my body better. And it's just now that when I have kids, like I don't have to go through that whole process of getting off birth control. And then like for me, it was just so severe getting off of it because my body was so used to it. And
they say it can take a year for your body to regulate. So it's like by the
mine's
time
taken 4 years.
Yeah, and
to be normal.
So
and like
crazy.
I say that very loosely, but to be like more manageable, I would say. Like because 4 years ago it was rough getting off of it. Yeah, it's tough as a female, but I've talked to a lot of like women in the PCOS world. There's this one woman I talk with. Her name is I want to say Carrie, the women's dietitian. I may be butchering that, but she really like gave me some insight into more like helpful ways to manage my PCOS. But again, everyone's just so different, so I was like testing out things. So yeah, and I got to a point where everything's more manageable.
I love that. And is there a diet that you've seen make a big difference for you?
Yeah, I eat very, I eat pretty lean as much as I can, and I eat like a lot of fish actually. Okay. So living in South Florida, like the hub of all the seafood, but I used to live in Charleston, which I have to say the seafood's 10 out of 10 there. But
yes, it is. I'm actually going there this weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Charleston. I still have my place there. I'll go back every once in a while. That's where my parents got married. Near and dear to my heart. But yeah, anything like of the sea, like really help. Like very weird. Even oysters, even scallops, stuff like I know it might not be for everyone, but for me, when I'm just eating like more of a pescatarian diet, I swear like something in my body just like regulates better.
Well, it's all those omegas are so anti-inflammatory. I've always been a big fish eater as well. I eat fish like multiple times a week, and
I used to hate fish too.
Really?
Because I'm really weird with smells.
Yeah.
And when I would smell fish cooking, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to, I can't, like, my food's got to smell good and taste good. Yeah. But I've learned that sometimes not always a good smelling food is the best for your body. But
True.
I've gotten used to all of that. So yeah, salmon every day, like almost.
Really?
I'm almost a big salmon girl.
It's good for your skin too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Salmon. I love olive oil, almonds.
And then like, what about, I love nuts too. Yeah. It is. All those healthy fats are really great for regulating your hormones.
It's helped a lot, like changing that up. But again, I'm not perfect. The other day I had McDonald's. I mean, balance. So,
it's your birthday. It's fine.
Yeah. But, for the most part, I do think like a pescatarian diet really helps. I did try red meat because I heard that really helps a lot. So honestly, I feel like my body's so seasonal. It depends on like what season my body is in for
probably
food.
Which phase of your cycle.
During the winter time, which is funny for me, I think the red meat really was better for my body. And
really?
So I was eating steak like in the morning, lunch, and at night. So that helped a lot.
That's a grounding in the winter, right?
And I've never really eaten red meat that much, but it really helped me. I feel like because I don't know why my periods get worse in the winter. So
that's interesting. I wonder why that is.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the sunshine and the and the warmth of the summertime help with my cramping, and then period is like cold and like always shaky. I have no idea. I just am coming up with that.
Maybe. No, I'm sure I know it is like our bodies are seasonal. Like there is science to us eating like even fruits and vegetables that are seasonal during that season. Like your body needs those things during that time. So I'm sure it's all in line with that.
And then one thing I forgot, another supplement. I'm like, girl, why did I forget this? In my water, I put colostrum, like the colostrum powder every day.
Yeah. Do you take Armora?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually went with them to the U.S. Open. It was really cool. The Miami Open, excuse me. I went with them. And I'm like, guys, it's like really nice when brands ask me like be a part of things, and like I actually am a user of that brand. I'm like, I try to dedicate my platform to that. Sometimes it's hard because I can't use everything like consistently.
Yeah,
because you get bombarded with a lot.
Yeah,
but that's the one thing. Like even before they asked, when it like came out, I'm like, I'm gonna try this new whatever this is, because let me see if that helps. And it really has. When I stopped doing it, I'm like, I notice more inflammation in my body, so it's become like a staple in my water.
I actually really agree with that. I ran out of it last week and I just like forgot to reorder it, and I've noticed a difference in my digestive health. Like I feel like today I actually feel a little bloated, and I was
Same.
Like, why?
I didn't drink it this morning.
And it's because I haven't had it in a few days. Yeah. So do you do the unflavored or?
I do the unflavored because then I just started putting L-creatine powder. It's from Sun Warrior. I really hope I'm saying these words. This is from like Sun Warriors, this other brand I found at Whole Foods. And I've heard that because I've been working out a lot, and especially with the whole collective event. I'll probably talk about that soon. But like, especially with the events and all the workouts I've been doing, I'm like, I need like something to help with muscle recovery. Yeah. So that mixed with the colostrum every morning in my water, like my little filtered water.
I love that. Good. That's so funny. I do the same exact thing. I do
my
creatine,
Stanley cup,
colostrum, and in my Stanley. And I've been doing we just had Healthily on. She has a product called Minerals and Chill. So it's like an electrolyte. It's actually really great for PCOS.
Really? Yeah. I think I need to add more electrolytes. I went to Mexico not long ago, and I got these potassium pills because I remember last time I went to my holistic doctor, he was like, "Yeah, you're really low in potassium, for like dangerously low." I'm like, "Oh, that's weird. I guess I need to eat more bananas or something." So I was in Mexico, and Mexico has great like if you go to their like Mexican pharmacy, it's like so affordable. Obviously you don't need a prescription, but their vitamins are really good, especially their B12, which I had researched because I'm like, don't have great B12 either, or great vitamin B in my body. And I got a potassium pill. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, I feel hydrated now. I feel like renewed. So I just started adding that in.
You need some electrolytes.
Yeah, but I don't know. The Mexican pharmacy, pretty good. Yeah, go to Mexico.
Well, to anyone traveling to Mexico soon, stop at the pharmacy.
Hey, 10 out of 10 recommend.
Oh, that's so funny. And you mentioned you've been working out a lot. What kind of workouts have been serving you best?
Well, I feel like, again, my body's seasonal. It always changes. Like I was steering clear from like the heavy lifting and the running so much because it was really hard on my body. But even though I'm so used to that from being like an NBA dancer and stuff, that's what I always did. But I got into Pilates and really have like loved that because it's low impact on my joints as I'm getting older. And then like it just great for abs and everything. So a lot of like there's the mat Pilates classes. There's like the reformer Pilates. There's so many like Pilates opportunities everywhere. So I've been going to Trimble.
Big Pilates girl.
And
I love Trimble.
Yeah, I'm reforming Pilates up in West Palm. Yeah, that one's more like low packed, and then Trimble's a little bit more high impact. So you kind of get the best of both worlds when I'm going with them. But then I started doing High Rocks because they've been at our event, 1401 Athletics. So I've been going to there a couple times, and that's like back to the workouts I felt like that were keeping me inflamed, but somehow, yes, again, the body's seasonal. It's been working for me. Like I feel great. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep mixing it up.
Yeah.
Try not to do one thing like too much, because
I was just about to say, like, I feel
strained.
like we are like demonizing like HIIT workouts as a whole lately, especially like dealing with any hormonal imbalance, but it is like you just need balance.
Yeah.
Like it's like, yes, don't do it every day, but if you want to do it like once, maybe twice a week, like I don't think it's the worst thing, you know?
I think like the sweet spot for me has been like twice a week, because I mean, that's what I loved, like growing up on HIIT workouts, and then they're like, this is so bad for you and you have PCOS, it's so bad. So I stopped doing it, and I'm like, I mean, I feel great because I'm doing Pilates, but I'm like, I still want that extra oomph. Yeah. So then I was just like, let me test this out and see if my body just reverses and becomes inflamed, and it hasn't. I think it's just because, again, you know, I'm not doing it every single day. Right. Where I was at one point. I was like, okay, it's a little too much. So
yeah, totally. And then how about wellness practices? Like obviously we're doing IVs right now, obviously a cold collective, which I want to get into. You guys do cold plunges. Was that born out of like your love for cold plunges?
Well, I'll get into that. Like I always went into the sauna, and then I just had started cold plunging. So I'm like, I want some additional holistic ways. I've always been in a very holistic mindset. My mom was a nurse, and she was a strong not believer in pharmaceutical medication. She just saw firsthand in like the hospital system, and, you know, it could be controversial that, you know, they're just adding medicine to people instead of really healing the problem and making them come back. And it's just like, why aren't you giving people what they actually need to heal their body instead of just masking it like a birth control mask for me with another pill that they're going to become addicted to? So when I have gone through my whole brain tumor journey, I mean, you know, again, love my doctors at Duke, but I also went home with a medicine like almost like a CVS pharmacy counter, like at my house. And I'm like, what do I actually need to take? And then you know, get addicted to opioids and all of that. Like I had codeine. I'm like, wow, I'm a walking rap song right now, like with all this medication and like random drugs. Like I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And I just don't really believe in this. Like, okay, maybe I need to take my antibiotic and be done. So that's what I did. I just took my antibiotic and grit through the pain, and like found other ways to like help alleviate my pain with my brain tumor. And one of those ways while I was like healing and going through radiation was I found a holistic doctor. I started doing the sauna when I was allowed to, when my scar had healed, and like my doctor gave me the okay, like it won't hurt anything. So I started sauning, like getting some of those toxins out, and like, you know, the bad infections and whatever was going through my body. I just released those. Detox, and I get cupping and massage. And I started doing these herbal teas. Like I went to this really amazing doctor at the time. Her name was actually Carrie, and she really helped me through that. So like I saw a different side to like wellness and healing, rather than just like doctors, pharmaceutical drugs. Like, hey, you're not going to poop for like 2 months. I'm like, well, I don't want that. Like, I want to really be regular.
Talk about bloated.
Yeah. So it's just like, it was just like so many side effects. Oh, you're going to have this. Not only addition with my brain tumor, but this medication is going to give you this. You might have to take this for the rest of your life. You might have to take a blood pressure pill. I'm like, well, okay, what do I have to take? And antibiotic will probably recommend, okay, just take that, get that done. And then I'm going to do the rest to regulate my body. And I promise, like, everyone gets so in awe, like, how'd you heal so fast from your brain tumor? It's because I went the holistic route. I took what I needed to take, and then I trained my body to go naturally to a state where it's like healthy again, instead of getting hooked on a pill. Yeah. Because I have friends now, same predicament. They're hooked on pills for the rest of their life. Wow. And it's a hard thing to reverse once you're, like, for me, like, just the simple birth control. It took 4 years just to try to be somewhat normal, stop having like the crazy chin hair growth. And that was one thing. I'm like, oh my God. Oh yeah. I want to go back on birth control, but like stuff like that. I've been through that too. That really like started this like whole like, oh, I really like this holistic side of things. But my mom also preached it to me as well. Like we weren't into like ibuprofen and all of that. Like she would have, like, if we got sick, she would all be into like honey and lemon. To like, she was very like holistically like that, and it helped. Like I was barely ever sick when I was a kid, but just somehow randomly got a brain tumor. Which was crazy.
Tell me about the brain tumor. How old were you when you were diagnosed with this?
So I was 23 when I got diagnosed, but it was literally like kind of this period of time where we are now, March, April. And my birthday, when I turned 24, is when I found out I had a second tumor. So, God. Yeah, that was a lot. I was an NBA dancer still at the time, and I was wondering why I was getting sick, and that could be a whole podcast in itself. But it was crazy because I was peaking my health,
Yeah.
and like I said, like my mom had done all these holistic things, but I can't really prevent a brain tumor genetically from happening. So, that's what happened. But luckily, like I was at the peak of my health, and being an NBA dancer and doing all the workouts and everything, that it really helped me in my recovery aspect of everything. But yeah, getting diagnosed with brain tumor, and then it was like, oh, it's in your neck, like going in carotid artery. Now we have another one. So that was a very eye-opening experience for me. So no one in my immediate family had gone through that. So we're all like shock and awe, like what is going on? And like, am I going to live? Like, what's going to happen next? So many questions. And like before Chat GPT, there was WebMD. So then I started Googling all, and it's like, oh, rabbit hole. And it was not the greatest of time for me. But like I luckily was with Duke University Hospital in North Carolina, top hospital in the world actually, and had the best doctors. And they did an experimental study with me with their new kind of radiation, which now it's been ongoing for years and helped people. So like it helped me, and then here to tell the tale still. But
so you got it removed. And
most of it removed. There's a little bit left behind, but so that's why I had to have the radiation treatment. And now pretty much everything's abated, and I've been good for like 6 years now. So
that's amazing.
So that whole long journey, and then prompted my interest in wellness and nutrition. Not that I wasn't before. Like I was very into physical fitness, eating healthy. I did cryo was like when I was 23. Cryotherapy was like the thing at the time. Not cold plunging, was like cryo and like all that stuff. I was doing all like the trendy things. And I loved it, and it was keeping me like active and great for the NBA games I had to dance at. But then like after the brain tumor, I'm like, how do I adapt this into my lifestyle now? Because I need it. It's not like I want to do it. It's like I need it actually. So my want became a need, and then it just fueled this whole thing. And then really learning about my female side of the body with my periods, and like, okay, let's dive even deeper into my body. Like, how do I heal this? Or at least get it to a point where I can be better. So
just then live normally, right?
So that's like my whole wellness background. And then when I moved here, I was looking for a gym to like go and work out at. And then I found Scott. He owns Level 1 Fitness Training in West Palm. And my brother is a police officer, and like he, works with the city. He's a firefighter. His wife, Paige, is an NFL cheerleader. I was an NBA dancer. There's a lot of like parallels, and they felt like family because I have no family here. I didn't really know anyone. So they immediately became my family. We went to church together, and, I found a little home at his gym that I could just go and decompress, and he would train me, and we just talk about life. And him and his wife, Paige, like all became really good friends. And then he had started his cold plunging. I'd never done a cold plunge ever in my life. I was just like, oh, it's like cryotherapy. I'd done that. And he introduced me to cold plunging, and I really liked it. And I'm like, oh my, this is like a more intense version of cryo. Like this is a full immersion. And that really started helping my inflammation the most. So I was doing the contrast therapy though, where I was going in the sauna, and because obviously I'd get really cold. And go in the cold plunge.
I like have to do sauna. I actually do the sauna before I get like to hype myself up to get in the cold plunge.
Sauna, cold plunge, always in with the sauna. And when I consistently do that changes everything. It makes my skin look good. I feel great. Like, I don't need to drink my 25 cups of coffee like I like to do every morning. Which is bad in itself. But so I feel energized and like ready to take on the day. So, and then I had gotten into events and everything, and that's all been like a side thing with my social media, where I love just bringing people together. And so Scott had, approached me with this idea. You want to be a part of it? I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I love doing social events. And and then we partnered and really like put the Cold Collective in full force. And and it's been really great, just kind of being able to share a little bit about like what has helped me in a deeper level, not just like a surface thing of like, oh, I want to get people together and like have clout. Like it's actually like this really helped me, so I hope other people see the benefit in it in some sort of capacity. Pure Form is a vendor at one of the recent Cold Collective events, and
you guys have done such a great job of curating such a beautiful community. Like I have to give you big props on that.
Appreciate it.
Because we do a lot of events, and the people at your event were just everybody, like one person couldn't be nicer than the next. I
love that.
Blend of the workout classes you did, Tremble was there. Like it was just, I was like walking around talking to all the other vendors, and it was like both the attendees and the vendors were awesome. Like you could just tell the people organizing this had all of the right motives in place.
No, and that's like super important to us as well. Like I said, Scott became family to me when I literally, I don't want to say have known, because I love my dad and my brother, but they're not here with me.
They're not here, yeah.
So, like he became my family when I had done here.
Right.
And then like the Cold Collectives become even a more extended family. So, everyone that we're bringing on is like family to us, and we see like, hey, there's a need for people to maybe come and get an IV once a month instead of like fuel their body with something else that's going to be bad for them in the long term, or hey, like come do this workout class and maybe you can meet a friend, or I think or maybe meet your boyfriend or girlfriend there. I don't know, someone told me that they started dating someone from the Cold Collective. I was like, wow,
I love that.
I'm a new dating service now. I can't even find a date, but they can. It was perfect. You know what, whatever floats your boat.
You're
like,
too busy.
Yeah, that's true. But like we just wanted to bring like a community together where, of like-minded individuals and people who are interested in it. Because I don't want to like close the door and be like, well, I don't really fit in here, because everyone's like 20 years old and like is hot. So like my big thing was like, I want everyone to feel welcome. Like, because sometimes I feel like the wellness and fitness space is very closed off. Oh, we want the person who's in the peak physical shape, but how did they get there? They started off somewhere before. So even me, like I started off drinking all the time, always out partying. Like I was crazy. I mean, I always genetically have been like the same size, but some people aren't like that. So for me and Scott, it's like always bringing everyone together to show them like fitness and wellness is, it's an inclusive, like we're welcoming everyone. So that's something that we really always wanted to show with our events, and that will continue as we grow and got more exciting things. But that has been really helpful, not only for everyone else, and like everyone else feels the genuine connection, but for me too. Like I was like tearing up the other day. I'm like, wow, like it's been nice to build this family and build some roots somewhere, because I don't believe I'm going to leave anytime soon. So I'm like, it's nice to have roots somewhere and building a family when I felt like I lost all my family. So I'm really excited for the next one. So
I'm really excited to come to the next few and be a part of them.
Yeah, now we're at the waterfront, so it's like a different vibe. So now I'm doing an event every month, but I was doing like influencer events, hosting them, and those are really fun. But it's been nice just having it for everyone and the access there. But I still do influencer events because now that's the lifestyle I live. Yeah. And it's nice making the genuine connections in a social media world that you think is so fake, and then actually getting to know people past like a photo. It's been really nice.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think is so nice about your event. I had a lot of people coming up and as we were talking about it, they were like, this is just so fun. It's like, this is like the new thing to do rather than like go out to bars or just like even like, go to brunch and just like drink all day. It's like, let's do a workout, get a cold plunge, get an IV, hop in. There was like a sauna truck. Like you guys have it all. And it is like wellness. I'm so happy to see, I feel like is becoming so much cooler, like with younger people, Yeah. Because it definitely, when I was in my early 20s, it was like, what do we do for fun? We drink. Yeah. And it's like,
no, I think in more options, South Florida especially, it's like centered around drinking. It's such a lifestyle with partying, drugs, drinking, like, and I hear a lot of people, even in like the social media space, we have to leave Miami. It's like too much for us. Like it's always like we find ourselves at this XYZ club or whatever. And it's nice to now that there's so many options for people to be like, okay, on Saturday I'm going to go here. On Sunday I'm going to go here. Yeah. Like it's been like, it's really cool down here, but like still I think in where I'm from, there's a lack of it. Like you still, not that everything's so centered around drinking in the Carolinas, but like the wellness hasn't reached everywhere yet. So we're hoping like, with the Cold Collective, and as we grow and as we learn everything, all the nuances of events, that we can like hit other areas like the Carolinas. Yeah, and that'd be great. We're actually going to be going there soon. So it'd be nice to bring a part of my South Florida lifestyle back home. And
that's so
where there's a lack thereof. Like,
you make an even bigger impact on a community that has nothing like it, right?
No. And that's why I love South Florida so much. Like, again, there is a lot centered around drinking, drugs, the whole 9 yards, but there are so many more opportunities for people to be in a very healthy way and like kind of change that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said, so you do a lot of things. You started as an NBA dancer. Were you creating content prior to that, or did dancing lead you to content and modeling?
Well, I grew up in like a really small town outside of Raleigh. We probably had like 5,000 people, like really small town. And I always have been like super creative. I remember like being a kid and be like, oh, I want to make a magazine. Like always trying to do like, oh, I want to be on America's Next Top Model. And that was like the thing. Like I always had these big dreams and I'm like wanted to get into modeling and like told my mom and like kind of did some photo shoots when I was a kid. And, I found like a lot of fun in being creative. That's just who I was as a kid, but like always thought outside the box. So very taboo in a small town in North Carolina to do modeling and stuff like that. So when I started getting into it, I was getting bullied a lot. So I stopped being creative and just kind of focused on my academics and everything. So, but during college, when I kind of went away from the small town and went to like a bigger town with a lot more diversity and people, I tapped back into the social media of it all. And that's when Instagram was like popping off. It was like 2014. Like Instagram was like the new thing. So I had my Instagram for that long and started posting on there and started getting some traction and some followers. But I will say, when I transitioned to being an NBA dancer, then it there's brand awareness around my name. Right. And then I started doing more modeling stuff. I started traveling a lot, like working with other brands like Monster Energy, so that was like a conglomerate of things started to grow and I was starting to create. So I feel like I was part of like the first like slew of influencers like growing. Like I look back at my Instagram, look how long you had Instagram, I'm like, man, 2014 is so long ago. Crazy to think how long ago it was. And
how much like the content style changes.
Actually, I think it was 2012, not even 2014, because I was like, wait, I told someone 13 years ago. Yeah, 2012. I know, we're putting those weird filters on it. Like, I was doing all of that. And
everyone was. That was just like what it was.
And during the NBA, I was posting a lot and gaining some followers. And then I went through my brain tumor and shared my story and, that continued to grow an audience. And then I went to law school, was curating my audience as well. And then COVID hit. And that's when I really focused on social media. And that's when I grew, I think, a bulk. I think that's when a lot of influencers became on the rise during the COVID times.
So your following grew a lot during like 2020.
Yeah. So I really like jumped on it then because I feel like YouTube, like beauty influencers and people on YouTube were like always a thing when I was like a kid in middle school and high school. But no, like Instagram and like there was not. Like now they're like celebrities, so it's crazy. So I jumped on it during COVID and things just really grew and took off from there. And I always kind of did it on the side with law school. And I thought like law was going to be my end all be all, but for me it really wasn't. And I started like working here.
Because you're a law school graduate.
I started working here and thinking like this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Were you working at like a firm down here?
I was doing like personal injury stuff. When I was in South Carolina in law school, I was working like with a criminal law attorney. So I was working in that and trying to do, because I thought, it's balanced. Like let's do corporate life and that. Learn that's a lot. That takes a toll after a while. So I'm like,
especially like as a practicing lawyer, like that, it's not like that's like clock in 9 to 5. Don't think about it when you go home.
Like it was always something, like always trying to get a client. I don't know, always trying to get a bag, especially as a personal injury attorney. Like no shame, but like it's just always something. And then trying to like do social media, and then you get the judgment, and it's just like so much. So I'm like, I need to focus on one thing and do it really well. What can I focus on? And social media was bringing me more joy than law. And I luckily had enough to going on and brands and deals to sustain that. So chose that path, and honestly it's been 2.5 years, and I haven't been happier. Like It's just so great. I've been able to travel the world. Yes, there are times where I'm like, oh gosh, where's my next paycheck coming from? But also I'm Christian and super spiritual, and like God's always provided. But I just like took some sort of chance, and been traveling traveled to like 40 countries since. Like,
wow.
yeah, I've worked with hotels in like the Caribbean and in Asia.
40 that's like, that is amazing.
I got in Sports Illustrated, like just like life, like, you know, I had a bad morning this morning and then I think about how much I would be grateful for. So it's a nice like centering, but like, yeah, it's a lot to be grateful for the past 2.5 years.
And you do a lot of like solo travel, right?
Yeah. I've gone through a lot myself, like toxic relationships, my mom passing, that grief in itself from like, I feel like I kind of lost a part of me. I've had a lot of like, interesting journey. So, and I've always hated the thought of being alone.
Okay.
So I told myself, I'm going to try to just travel by myself and see what happens. I really need it because I don't have this like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I can't be by myself. I need to have people around me. And I need to get out of that mindset because we got to be comfortable being alone.
Yeah.
Especially like, I'm obviously looking for a relationship. I want to be married, but like, I can't bring that over into a relationship where I'm like unhealthy of being alone. So I started doing solo travel and it was scary. It's like, yeah, you can be alone at home on the couch with my dogs. Is that really truly alone? No. Like I need to go somewhere. I don't speak the language. I don't know anyone and just figure it out for myself. I did that honestly last year. I truly like delved into that. I went to the Caribbean. Everyone speaks English, but I went to the Caribbean for like months on end by myself.
Wow.
And it really centered me. So I'm always a big advocate, like, especially my friends who jump from relationship to relationship or, you know, whatever it may be, like maybe go travel somewhere, do something by yourself, like where you can't really be like, oh, okay, it's been an hour by myself. I meditated. Great. Let me go call someone out. Like, no, I needed like full commitment by myself. And there's, you know, you don't have to go extreme like me, but I think there's ways that you can learn how to be comfortable in your own skin. Yeah. So
no, that is like,
it's still a work in progress. I'm not fully there yet, but you know, I think I'm a lot better where I started. It's helped a lot.
Yeah, no, I give you a lot of props for that because that is difficult. Like just the thought of it is like, makes me like, I don't know. I'm not somebody who's like scared of traveling alone or anything like that, but it's uncomfortable and it's like getting comfortable with yourself. Like you said, I can see how it would be so centering. Yeah. And how you just get to know yourself on a deeper level when it's just you. And you're like, what do I want to do? What do I love? Like what do I like to do? What do I do not like to do? You know, I'm sure, you know, like I'm a people pleaser. I don't know if you. That's
me.
Okay, yeah.
Like that used to be really me, but I had, I don't know if you know all the attachment styles, but even just to friends, boyfriend, I had anxious attachment, which is not good. The worst, I feel like, in my opinion. And I was just always like, I obviously still struggle with anxiety and all of that, but like it was bad. It was being like, I was losing friends, like couldn't, you know, maintain a healthy relationship, like having that anxious attachment was really ruining my life. And I really got, like, I've always kind of had it deep down, but I think it got more unearthed when my mom passed away, because it's just like everyone who entered my life had this anxiety. Like, I didn't want them to stop, like, communicating with me, like, where are you? You need to be here, like, right now. So I needed to, like, break that chain. And then the solo travel for me personally really helped just be like sever that tie and just be like, I have to be alone. My phone doesn't work right now in the middle of Turks and Caicos, I was middle Caicos. We're not even like, you know, the place the tourists go. Like, I'd take a little boat and like be by my, like rent a random car and drive out in the middle of the wilderness on the island and just be by myself for like a week. And so beautiful, so lovely. But then my phone like was barely working unless I had like one spot in like this resort, like it would work. So it's just, I had to be by myself until like that period was up. I just remember that one trip because that really like severed the tie for me. I was like, I don't have this anxiety to have to talk to someone all the time. Like, I can just be by myself and chill.
I love that.
And then also meeting new people. I think that was big for me. I'm inherently shy, which is crazy to say out loud. People are like, wow, you're not. I'm like, no, like when I was a kid, I was shy. So like, naturally I'm really shy.
It's like a big misconception with like influencers as a whole, like, oh, you must just be this like super outgoing person.
But people say that all the time.
I talk to a lot of influencers who are like, no, I'm actually an introvert.
No, I think I'm an introvert and an extrovert. Like, there'll be moments where I'm like, woo, I can be like all social, but then I'm like, I need to decompress. Like,
I need to recharge.
I need to, yeah, like even yesterday, my birthday yesterday, I had to tell my friends, they're like, oh, come here. And I had been like 15 different places with them. And of course, they're my friends. I love them. I'm like, guys, can you give me like at least 2 hours just like decompress by myself? And they're like, okay, we got you. Like, so I need those moments where I'm like, okay, I can't be on all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like inherently shy, and like meeting new people and like trying to like open up isn't like the like easiest for me. It doesn't come naturally. So also going to other countries and like speaking to people and being like, hey, what's your story? Like that was like very unnatural, and now it's become like just part of me now. So like I'll go to like different places and start talking to someone random.
Yeah.
And then you never know where that's gonna lead. They may help me, I may help them. Like I don't know. So yeah, and that's helped with the Cole Collective too, because I'm like forced to talk to, I'm not forced, that sounds bad, but like I like, yeah, got to talk to people.
Yeah, no, it's like you're never, like hosting.
Yeah, and then, but like then at the end of the day when I sit and go home, I'm like, you know what, that was so nice. Yeah. Like I've met like several like really great and like new best friends from just doing those events and like really being open and like talking to people. I'm like, okay, you know what, actually this is nice, so I can just keep doing it. So but I have to force myself internally because I'm like, I'm so shy, like I don't want to do this, and then I do it.
Yeah, once you rip the Band-Aid, you're like glad you did it.
Yeah,
right?
And then I also have a really bad RBF, so that doesn't help. I had a couple complaints about Victoria looks mean all the time. I'm like, first of all, my dad's Sicilian and I look just like my dad, and we both have the worst RBF.
Oh, really? I didn't get that from you, but I feel like you were talking to people, so you're smiling all day.
It was funny because I went on this influencer trip one time, and I was just tired, so I'll just be like, you know, just have my RBF, like my natural resting face on, and a couple of influencers were like, I was a little scared of you at first. I'm like, oh my gosh, like just talk to me, just be like, hey, how are you? I'd be like, hi. But like natural, I'll just be like, just in my zone, disassociating, just chilling, and it's
I'm sure it could be that way too.
I think my mom was like complete opposite. My mom and my brother like the same, because my mom was always smiling and like never dropped a smile, where I'm like, oh, I gotta drop my smile. I don't know.
Yeah, gotta recharge.
Gotta
recharge the smile sometimes.
I don't know. We got all the electric cars now, and they all have to recharge. I'm like, that's me. I'm a Tesla.
I resonate with that so much. Yeah, because I'm the same way. I'm like, I would describe myself as like more extroverted, but I'm definitely like a balance, because I really need alone time, like to just be by myself. Even I always like notice, like even when I work from home versus when I work from the office, like I just feel different. Like I'm more energized by the end of the day when I work from home, because I didn't like spend all my energy talking to people.
That's so true. Especially I went to New York Fashion Week, and then I needed to like decompress.
I always think that seeing like influencers go to New York Fashion Week, that I'm like, I'm tired just watching.
Yeah, like anything that's just event. And then Miami Swim Week's coming up, event. And then like I know people are at Coachella right now. I was like, no way in hell you would see me at Coachella. That festival's like, that makes my body overstimulated. Yeah. Like, I'm too old for that now. But like,
same.
You go through, do all that, and then I'm like, I need a week to just like chill. But with the freelance lifestyle, it also is a little difficult, because you want to chill, but then you're like, opportunity comes, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta like, okay, I gotta take my opportunity and like film and like connect with this brand. So sometimes that's the only problem with the lifestyle I live now. Sometimes it's just like you don't really get like, oh, here's your PTO, like, you know, and then you're truly off and they can't email you. You can have your little vacation responder on. Like I'll answer emails and texts and stuff, you know, and 3 a.m. when I'm doom scrolling on TikTok. So like, you know, I'm just, you always got to be on. But again, I like that lifestyle more than my corporate. Yeah. The corporate Victoria.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, there's always like a give and take to some degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything you've implemented to try to like put boundaries in place to not have to be like accessible 24/7?
I think that's the next thing I need to learn.
Okay. That's fair.
The next, I just started doing the do not disturb on my phone a little bit more often. So, and then like the only people who can bypass it is my gate. That was not a people, that's a thing. And then my dad and my brother.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah, and so I'm like ever so often I'll just like put that on and be like, hey, put your phone up.
Yeah.
Because like you know, some people, they don't have a line to cross, but you know, some people text me in the middle of the night and it's okay if I get back to them next morning, but some people blow me up. I'm like, okay, do not disturb.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just, I do have trouble saying no. I'll say like yes to like too much, and then I'm like, what's going on?
But, just you know, too much on your calendar, right?
Yeah, and so that's why it's nice when I have to like schedule time to like go to North Carolina, because love the Carolinas, but not much like South Florida going on there. So it's nice when I'm like, okay, I'm going home for a week and like I'm going to truly reset because I can't go here, and go down to Miami and go up to, I don't know where else. So it's nice when I take those moments for myself every once in a while where I can still work, but like I'm a little bit removed as well.
Yeah. Where's your favorite place you traveled to?
Oh boy. That's so hard. I really like Sri Lanka. I went and I helped out with a elephant rescue there. It was called Elephant Freedom Project, and a lot of people don't know about the elephant. I love elephants. Those are my animals, my spirit animal.
Oh, I love that.
A lot of people don't know about the elephant tourism industry. A lot of people see people riding elephants. Like that's really bad for elephants, and then unfortunately, they, abuse elephants in the industry as well. When you see tourists doing all this stuff, but there's also very ethical ways you can interact with the elephants, and they taught me a lot about the industry. And so, I went and volunteered with them, and that was such an emotional experience because first of all, it's my favorite animal, and they had been in captivity for there are 2 mama elephants, and they had been in captivity for so long, and one was my mom's age when she had passed, because elephants can live for a long time. So
they have a special gene where it's very, very, very rare that an elephant would develop a tumor.
That's crazy.
Isn't that interesting?
And also elephants, so when the mom elephant has a daughter elephant, they stay together for a lifetime. And it was making me cry. I was like, oh my God, it was my mom. And I was over there. My friend had came on this trip too. And I'm over there, with the elephant, and just crying on the tut. And the elephant was just staring deep into my soul. I'm like, oh my God, this is such an emotional, spiritual moment. It's telling me all these things. These people don't know me. I'm bawling my eyeballs out in the corner, of the elephant's trunk. But I'm so that was such a beautiful, healing experience too. And made me love elephants even more. So I definitely say that country and that experience there. But I think I really do love the Caribbean. I feel when I'm old, I can just move to the Caribbean with my dogs, my kids, and husband one day, and just fish and live life.
I love that. Where in the Caribbean?
I went to St. Lucia on a birthday 2 birthdays ago.
Okay.
And I love St. Lucia. The people there are so nice. I had so much fun. We were eating fruit off the beach. Just so clean. You just can't get better than that. And Caribbeans are so all the Caribbean people, the nicest people ever. Yeah. So that's because I did a lot of my solo travel there, and I was I got to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And they made me feel all the, I think you call it Caribs. They all made me feel really nice. So
I love that.
And at home.
That's high. St. Lucia's high on my list now.
Yeah, no.
It looks
10 out of 10 spot.
Gorgeous. Okay.
Yeah,
have you been to St. Bart's?
I have not.
Okay. I was going to ask between the two which you'd recommend, but
St. Lucia's beautiful and really great people. Piton beer. Well, they have the pitons that are 2 volcanoes, and that's what they're known for. And then they have me and my friends who we all travel together. We all try beer from different countries.
Okay.
Again, not the healthiest thing, but every once in a while it's fun to splurge. And
yeah.
They have one called the Piton.
It's all about the 80-20, right?
Well, yeah, I think working out, healthy balance.
Yeah,
exactly. You don't have to be on all the time. So unless you want to, more power to you. But sometimes I like a chicken nugget from McDonald's.
Nothing wrong with that.
Mostly Chick-fil-A, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, so what are you looking forward to most in the future? It sounds like there's big things coming for Cold Collective.
Yeah, I think the Cold Collective's taken off because that's just one offshoot of myself. Working on more events and retreats and other ways to help everyone. I thought I want to do some stuff more women focused, but then I've also seen men who need help as well. I mean, I grew up with my brother, and we chat every day about Lord of all our problems. So I think it's nice to always give women a space, but also give men a space too. And that's what I do love about the Cold Collective is me and Scott. So it's giving Scott gives a place for the guys to find a wellness opportunity where it's not just
really
all
nice
girls.
Balance.
Instagram too is half and has 50% guys, 50% which is really we're awesome. Wow, this is beautiful. And even when we see who's attended, it's 50% guys, which is great because I feel everyone needs the space.
Totally.
Because but as women, especially with the PCOS, that's still, overlooked a lot.
It is.
But I'm looking on doing more, with all wellness space, with everyone inclusive and with women especially. And got some things during Miami Swim Week coming up that's going to be really exciting. I can't wait to unveil that, and probably some more things up my sleeve, just seeing how everything pans out.
Love it.
Try to take it day by day. I used to think way too far ahead and then overwhelm myself.
Yeah.
But I have some more really cool ideas that I can't wait to implement when I have some more time.
Okay. Well, we're super excited to see everything you have coming.
Thank you.
Question: did you know you had PCOS before you got off birth control?
No.
You didn't?
No,
so
because I've been on birth control since I was 14 years old. And that's before I even knew what sex was.
Oh wow!
I don't even know what I'm putting. It was literally just for my period, because I started my period when I was 12, and I had 2 years of I can't deal with this. Okay. And they're here, we'll give you a pill that you never have your period. I didn't have a period for a long. I probably again missed pills in between and had my period, but I probably only had 6 periods in a span of 15 years. So you could see how detrimental that was to my body and my hormones.
Yeah.
So, I didn't know I had it. And then when I got off, I was like, wow, this is even worse than when I was 12. And
it takes a while.
Got diagnosed with everything. So,
ugh. Well,
and just given, hey, go back on birth control. I'm
I know.
I don't
but
think
I am,
helped.
like I said, I'm so glad that you at least came off of it, not when you were okay, I'm ready to have a baby, because then it would be years.
Delaying you. I'm really blessed. There's something in my heart. I was like, I gotta get off of this. Something's just not right. I've had a period a long time.
Yeah.
And and I got off of it. I had that intuition somewhere deep down. And I'm glad, because I have a lot of friends who get off birth control with PCOS and experienced a lot of infertility, which I haven't gotten to the point where I've checked my fertility yet, but I hope someday soon. Hopefully this year I need to check it and see how everything's going, now that I feel like I'm a little bit more normal.
Yeah, more balanced. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really blessed that I was able to get off of it before I start. And I'm not going back on, even though I just got prescribed it again. I'm like, nope, I'm good. So
yeah, no, you're better off without for sure. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. Where can everyone find you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter. A little bit of I'm pretty much everywhere. I'm mostly active on Instagram, and I
say
at
TikTok. Victoria Vesce?
Yeah, it's all my name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Branded everything is my name. So
easy.
Can't miss me. There's not a lot of Victoria Vesces out there in the world. I mean, there's a lot of imposter profiles, so beware.
Are there really?
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, crazy stories about imposter
scary.
profiles, scamming people too. It wasn't me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's scary.
Yeah, so you'll find me when it's officially me. So.
Yeah. Look for the blue check mark.
Yeah, literally.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This podcast was brought to you by Pureform, a comprehensive wellness center in Boca Raton, Florida. The website is pureformhealth.com, or you can find us on Instagram at pureformhealth. Feel free to message us with any questions, and note that you can connect with our providers for consultations over Zoom, from everything from stem cell therapy to hormone replacement therapy and peptide therapy. That's it for this episode of the Healthspan Collective. We hope you found it insightful and inspiring. Don't forget to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts so you never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed today's conversation, we'd love for you to rate, review, subscribe, and send it to a friend. We'd also love to connect with you on Instagram. Follow the podcast at Healthspan Collective and me at Nicole J. Doran. And leave us a comment on our latest post, letting us know what you'd like us to cover next.